Better. I think we're all better. Again, this is what happens when you have to rearrange your... Sorry, everyone. Yeah, this is what happens when you have to rearrange your streaming setup, your video setup every time that you decide to do a stream while you're on holiday. This should be all better now. Again, from tomorrow, I'll be back to normal. I'll be back doing everything as professionally as I hope I normally do for you all. But that's why slightly maybe not as smooth as it should be, but hopefully this is all fixed. What I was saying is, yeah, a reminder that I am still on holiday. So if there's anything wrong with the stream, like the sound not working or anything like that, then do let me know and I can quickly fix it on the fly just like that. But yeah, I am on holiday now, so anything that goes wrong is temporary and I will be back home from tomorrow. From anything more you see from me after this stream, basically, I will be back doing the usual types of content. As before we go and get started, if you are looking forward to the game week, thank you all so much for joining me already. If you could hit that like button, if you have not already, let's get up to 100 likes before we start the stream. We've got Reece James to talk about. Don't worry, I see it everywhere in the comments. Reece James is going to be our #1 talking point. As soon as we hit 100 likes, we'll get onto my plan for Reece James and everything I plan on doing for the upcoming week. Anyone who is not familiar with my content, I still have one free transfer to play with. I made one already, which was selling Bukayo Saka for Rodrigo, and I have a second free transfer. I was planning on rolling the transfer, but I have Reece James in my team now, and I am planning on selling a player potentially to get ready for the upcoming week, as I'm not confident for this. So hit that like button. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, because I've promised you something for the past 3 weeks since the season has started, that I would set up notifications and that little thing that I used to have when someone subscribes that should go like this: for a subscriber, for a new member, for a super chat. We've got it all back and upgraded, hopefully. So if you are in and not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's make sure that it works. But yeah, appreciate all of the support. We've hit 100 likes already. So give me 1 second and we will get on and do all of the Reece James talk that we want to start with for sure. Cool. So if you subscribe and it doesn't come up, let me know, because I might need to fiddle around with it, but we won't do that during the stream. Anyway, so you can see that I've got Reece James in my team here. We have heard today that Reece James is not going to be in the Chelsea squad for the upcoming Gameweek 5 fixture against Southampton this evening. He's not travelled with the squad. We thought it was an injury. Apparently it's an illness. So it sounds like he should be fine for potentially Gameweek 6. Not 100% confirmed if he'll be back for Gameweek 6, which is a game on Saturday for Chelsea. But basically, if you've got him in your team, he's not really going to be he's not going to be playing this evening. So you have a couple of choices. You can hold him and play someone on your bench. A lot of us having Andreas Pereira at home to Brighton. It's an okay fixture. Brighton have been good defensively, but you could start him. If you've got another player on your bench that you're happy to play, then absolutely go and do it. The second option, thank you, Maestro, does look like it's working. Also, if it's too loud for the notification, Jop Van A's, again, if it's too loud, give me a shout and I will lower the volume, but I've put the volumes really low for all of them as well, so hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, so it sounds like Reece James is going to be out for a maximum of 2 game weeks, which would be out for this week and then the weekend at a maximum. It does sound like it's confirmed he's going to be out. Of course, we're just going off reports on Twitter. We don't have anything more than that, but I do think he's going to be out today. And I reckon there's about a 75% chance that he'll then play against West Ham. That's where I'm currently thinking. That's what I'm currently planning on doing. So let's get my team back up on screen. And I do have Reece James in here. And I have decided what I'm going to do with him. Let's do a quick poll in the chat of, do you own Reece James? Or Reece James poll. Keep, sell. Oh, that was not what I wanted. We'll have to do that again. End poll, give me a minute. Yeah, so let me know in the chat what you're going to do. Reece James poll. No one even manage to vote on it before I did. Add an option. That's what I wanted. Keep, sell, or do not own as the third option. What are you planning on doing with him? Do you own him? Are you going to keep him? Are you going to sell him? Or are you going, or don't you own him at all? So my team is as it is up on screen. Now let's have a look at what I am planning to do. And I am actually planning on selling Reece James as my transfer. And I will talk to you about exactly why I plan on doing this. Now, I did make up my mind on this before I found out that it was an illness and I thought that it was potentially an injury, but I still think my reasoning on what I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it is still good and will hold true going forward as well. We've hit 1,000 viewers as well already. Thank you so much for joining. Reece James chat, let's go. Again, if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. We are live for an hour now as well. So this is my team, and if I get the transfer page up, effectively what I'm planning on doing is actually selling Reece James and bringing in either Saliba of Arsenal or Gabriel of Arsenal. And I'll explain to you why I'm planning on doing this. I had two options with my transfer. Either A, I sold Patterson of Everton and upgraded him to Saliba and kept Reece James on my bench, or I sold Reece James down to Saliba or down to Gabriel, for example. And these are the two transfers that I had in my mind that I could do one of these two. And I'm planning on selling Reece James, and here's the reason why. Again, sorry, my screen that I need to click on is slightly to the side just during this stream. Don't worry, we'll be back to normal after that, after I get home tomorrow. But what this allows me to do is this will free up 3.7 million. And at the moment, I think a lot of us are wondering what to do with transfers. Transfers are not really precious. We often say, oh, if you can save a transfer, go for it. But at the moment, we don't need all the transfers that we've got, really. A lot of players are being consistent. They're performing well. Players are ticking along nicely. So we don't really need to worry too much about holding these players for the long term and using transfers every single week. We're going to have transfers that we don't necessarily need, which is why I think I'm fine to sell him. I also think Reece James will fall in value, so I've gained 0.1 on him, but I think he will fall. Again, I apologise to everyone in the chat. All the members aren't asking questions. I will get to you in just a moment. Let me just talk through about what I'm going to do with Reece James, and then I will get to it in a moment. So I'm going to sell Reece James, and I'm probably going to buy Saliba. I think I'll just take the money out and go with Saliba. Again, let me just edit that very quickly. Cool. So once I've done that, I have 3.7 million in the bank. If Reece James is going to be fit next week, I can sell Patterson, who I want to sell anyway, and go and get Reece James back. And I'll have a free transfer to do that, and I have all the money in the world that I want to do. I could even go and buy Andrew Robertson, for example, if I wanted to, for Patterson, but I want an Arsenal defender in my team as well. However, if I decide that Reece James is not going to be fit, I could go and do Patterson to Robertson, as I said, but actually I'm not sure Robertson is the best option. I could also then do Archer up to Ivan Toney, which is what I really like the idea of doing. I could go and do this next week as well. The money gives me flexibility to do a really punchy move and upgrade one of my bench players to a really strong starting player. Go back to Reece James, get Robertson in, get Ivan Toney in, for example, or I could even do Pereira out to a 7.5 million midfielder. I don't think that's the option I'm going to go with, just because I like Pereira as a bench option. He's a pretty strong option there, but this is my plan. I will do Reece James out to either Saliba or Gabriel, probably Saliba for the cheaper option. Then I'll go and get Ivan Toney into my team next week if Reece James is not back, or I could go and get him back in as well. So that is the plan. Let's get into a few questions as well. What are you saying in the poll? 60% of you are going to keep Reece James. 27% are going to sell Reece James, and 10% of you do not own Reece James. 700 votes on the poll already. Thank you all so much for joining. Who am I captaining? So this is my team for this week now. Those of you asking about Zinchenko in the chat as well, it sounds like he's not going to be available for this Aston Villa fixture, and Tierney will start again. I think Zinchenko might well be back for the weekend. I think the midweek fixture just comes a little bit too soon for him to be available. So that is my current thinking of what I'm going to do, what I would do with Zinchenko. Again, I'd probably hold him. Thank you to all the new subscribers as well. Seen those coming in. Sorry, I was distracted. Yuthan, Daniel, Jaden, Lionel, Ryan, Jack, Marcin, Wanna Be Best, Nick, Rohan, Stanley, Jop, Maestro, Mohammed, Alan, Amy, all of you, thank you guys so much for subscribing. What about Zaha? I would be surprised if he starts for Crystal Palace this week as well. I'd be surprised. Let me end the poll. We're almost at 1,000 votes on the poll. Majority of you deciding to keep Reece James. I think I'm in the sell camp with 30% of you. 30% of you. Perisic again. So I could go Perisic. The reason I'm not going Perisic, and let me explain why I'm not going with Perisic as my replacement. Let me zoom out so I can get that up. So I think Perisic is a good option, but my worry is West Ham away, Fulham at home, followed by Man City away. In the next three, I don't necessarily think he's going to start both of game weeks 5 and 6 is my main concern of him. I'm not sure he's going to start both of these two. And then they walk into Champions League, Man City, Champions League in a week after the Fulham game. I'd be surprised if he starts both of these. Even with his 75-minute subs, I think Sessegnon will start one of these two. That's a big enough concern that I then don't want Perisic walking into Man City and Arsenal. If I knew Perisic would start both of these two, I'd probably do it and then just sell him ahead of this run potentially. But I don't feel like he's as essential a buy now as he was. The thing I've gone with for the subscribers doesn't work against a white background. But that's my concern on Perisic and why I don't plan on selling him. I'm currently on captain Mohamed Salah as well, planning on holding that. The big debate for me was what to do with Erling Haaland and would he be my captain for this week. I'm not confident enough that he starts, particularly after the press conference quotes that we heard from Pep Guardiola today. I'm not confident enough that Haaland is going to start. He's in there in my team. I'm happy with him. He might well start. Even after 45 minutes, he might do well. But I'm not massively confident on that. So let me just change this because this doesn't work. So Julio, should I bench James and start Andreas? I want to roll transfer. Yeah, I quite like that. I would just bench him. Let me change up the little emoji that we've got. Cool. I would bench him if you can. If you've got an option. The issue for me is I'm already starting Pereira, right? Because I don't want to play Trippier this week. So I basically don't have the option to just bench for Pereira. If I had that option, I may end up keeping him. But yeah, I don't have that luxury in my team. Captain Jesus. Jesus is definitely a nice option for captaincy. Again, let me put a poll in the chat. Sorry, I'm looking down. Again, all of this will be back to normal from next week. Stuff's just not laid out quite as I would want. Captaincy poll. We'll keep this one up for a while. Are we going to go Salah, Haaland? Are we going to go with Jesus or are you going to go other? Let's see where you guys... Yeah, Kyle Walker, also a nice option for those of you potentially going and looking to sell Reece James. Another one that I would be looking at. I do like him. My issue is, again, they've signed that new fullback who I think is going to get minutes at some point, and I think it will be at Kyle Walker's expense. If you guys are enjoying, please make sure that you've liked the stream as well. It massively supports me. We are past 30,000 subscribers as well. Thank you all in here who have helped me reach 30,000 subscribers. I never thought when I set up the channel that I would get there. I never thought going into this season I would get there. So thank you all so much for your support for that. If you want to help support a little bit more, make sure you've liked the video. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. It's completely free for you and helps me out. We hopefully should have a new little badge coming up for the Super Chat Prism. That might be quite loud, but it's a little jingle. Wildcard, yes or no? Your team is in the Discord. I'm not going to go checking Discord, but I would really advise that wildcarding now is too early. Again, I think there's enough issues going into this week that are unknowns, like is Perisic going to start, that I wouldn't go and play your wildcard. Sorry, I'm not doing rating teams on this stream. I don't have time, but I probably wouldn't play a wild card this week. Gorillo, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Your team is locked in. looking good. You've got Haaland captain. Again, the big thing for a lot of us this week is what's going to happen on the captaincy. The poll for us has got 50% of you voting Salah, 28% voting Haaland, 14% voting Jesus, and 8% voting Salah. I am going to make the transfer before I end this stream, so don't worry, I will be putting the confirmed transfer whilst I am live on this stream as well, a little bit later down the line, but make sure you stay here to get that when I do decide to. Appreciate all the new subscribers. I might just is it the new avocado one yet? No. Save settings. Cool. Just going to turn the volume down on the subscribe one for you all. Reece James is ill. Yes, Reece James not playing. Yep, I'm going to be selling him going into this week. Cool. Let's do a quick fire round of questions. So I do this for anyone new. I'll quickly answer as many questions as I can in about 2 minutes, and then we'll go back to a bit more of general discussion. But I know you guys, the avocado dancing man's better, I think. So you need a defender for less than 5.5 million. I would probably be going with Saliba or Gabriel. Saliba, for me, the 0.3 saving is good. He's better for bonus points. The goal threat is maybe slightly better for Gabriel. But bonus points is for Saliba, and the upcoming fixtures are not necessarily that great. So I think I'd go for Saliba. -4 for Saliba. -4 for defenders for me are a no-go. I wouldn't be taking -4s for defenders, particularly if you're selling Reece James for -4. The chances of them paying off straight away are very low, very minimal. I don't think it's a good thing to do a -4 for a defender. If they keep a clean sheet and they get 6 and the player you sell gets 2, it's basically net nothing. So I wouldn't take -4s for defenders, basically. Isaac, an option. I'm not sure he's quite ready to start for Newcastle, given he wasn't even in the squad for them for the last fixture. So that would be a bit of a concern for me. So I wouldn't go and buy him just yet, but he's definitely an option further down the line for them as well. Zinchenko playing, I think he's unlikely to play. Matt, thank you to all the members as well. Thoughts on selling Cancelo next week? Let's see how he does against Forest. I'm not in the camp of wanting to sell Cancelo. I would keep him personally. I still think he's the most nailed Manchester City option, and there's no one else that I think is going to start as much as him. Why not consider a Brighton defender? Which Brighton would be a good option? I'd go for that Estupiñán option. I think he plays left back, left wing back. I've got Sanchez, which is why I'm not going with him. I don't trust him quite enough to go on the double defense. That's why, but I do like him, and I did tweet my top replacements for Reece James, and he was up there as well. Again, we are hoping to hit 31,000 subscribers before the end of this stream. We're a long way away, but I'm sure that there's at least 100 of you in here who aren't subscribed already. You can't hear me. Is it quiet? Is it quiet? Because I can turn the volume up if it's quiet. Let me turn it up a little bit. Give me just a moment, Mike Orks. Let me whack this one up a little bit higher. This should be better. Cool. That should be a little bit better. I'm not muted. I was muted at the start. Oh, I don't know if John's watching from the start. Anyway, buy Bernardo Silva or Rodrigo for this game week. For me, I would be buying Rodrigo. I still don't think Bernardo Silva is consistent enough with the way that he is returning. Sound is fine. Maybe I've turned it up too much. Oh, it's too high now. Okay. There we go. That should... I'll put it back. Much better. I'm good. Thank you for everyone asking. Start Saliba, Neto or Pereira. I'd start Neto. If you hold Neto this long and you've got him against Bournemouth, you need to start him this week. There's holding him this long and not playing him against Bournemouth, who are in absolute disarray. Is it worth wasting 4 points on Ryan Rodrigo or Gross? I don't know who you're selling. I like Rodrigo and Gross both for the longer term. They're both good options. I do like them. I don't necessarily think I'll be taking -4s for them. Triple captain this week? No. I wouldn't go joining as a... I wouldn't go triple captaining this week. Always save them for the double game weeks further down the line. Thank you, Mark, for joining as a tier 1 member. Again, I've got all these new notifications coming in for subscribers, for members, for super chats. Again, thank you all so much for the support, and I appreciate you joining as a member. Cancelo captain. I liked it going into the week, but the more I look at his underlying numbers, the attacking returns is not there. His attacking threat is not there at the moment for me compared to how he was last year. The underlying stats are not good enough for me to captain him. Rodrigo or Luis Diaz. So I went with Rodrigo, and I'm liking what the money has allowed me to do. But they're both good options. On the face of it, I'd rather Luis Diaz versus Rodrigo, but it's what the money allowed me to do with the rest of my team. Who do I captain? I'm on Salah. I think Haaland and Jesus are both really nice options. Are you Harry from Off the Bench podcast? Amri, yes. So if anyone listens to the Off the Bench official FPL podcast, I was lucky enough to be on there last week. So if you haven't checked that out, it's a bit of an old one, but I was really, really lucky to go and get a chance to record on that as well. And I might, fingers crossed, be going back on as well. I've been good, thank you. Walker or Zinchenko? Zinchenko's not going to play this week, I don't think so. Walker, Rodrigo or Harrison? Still Rodrigo for me, but Bamford coming back might dampen his minutes a little bit. Would I play Gross or Ivan Toney? I would be playing both of them. Find a way to get both of those two into your team. I don't want to be benching either of them. Is Trippier likely to play? Yes, he was said that he's fine in the press conference today, so he should be fine if you're wanting to play Kieran Trippier. Am I doing any other transfers? Yes, I will be doing one transfer and selling Reece James. For anyone who's just joined, I will be selling Reece James live on this stream as well. Yeah, Reece James will be leaving my team. Andreas or free transfer to Harrison? I wouldn't sell Andreas to Harrison, but if it's another midfielder that you're selling that you don't want to Harrison, like Neto, then I would do it. Rodrigo or Harrison? I'd go with Rodrigo. Will Cucurella start? I think so. Will Aït-Nouri start? I do not think so. Julio, your team looks really nice. I wouldn't worry at all about that. I'm loving the music. I hope you're all enjoying the new music as well. You've got Estopian for James. Am I going mad? No, I liked him. He was in one of my top 5. The tweet that I did of top 5 things to do with Reece James. He was in there. I like him as an option. Jack, thank you again for the super chat. Saka to Diaz. Got Martinelli and Jesus, but Newcastle United are better than Aston Villa. I like Diaz as an option, but I would do it for free. I would do it as a free transfer. Long term, it's a better transfer to have Diaz in your team than having Saka in your team. So I would do that for free. Kevin De Bruyne or Salah? If you've got Kevin De Bruyne this week, I'd find it difficult to look past him for the captaincy. He really is a nice option. Music. Did you not hear the music? Oh. For the super chat. There's music. The music very soft. All right, let me whack it up a little bit for you. I'm gonna burst your eardrums. I've got music for everything. What music? Oh well. Honestly, when I put my video up last night, I got a warning that I was going to get a copyright strike for the video that I put in with the fish at the end. But anyway, what I transferred James out to, I'm going to go in. There was no music. Fine. I've turned it up. See if that's any better next time. Am I going to sell Reece James? Yes, I am going to sell Reece James. It's going to be for an Arsenal defender. I have bumped it up. Let me end that poll that we've got there. Cool. Some more questions. Captain Gundogan? No, for me, he's not explosive enough. I've actually had this question quite a lot. Should I captain Gundogan? That little knock that he's had, I wouldn't be confident enough. Again, wait. I don't know if that's going to show up. I wouldn't be confident enough on how explosive Gundogan is to put the captaincy's armband on him. And he has got a little knock as well, which would also mean that I don't particularly want to go and captain him as well. Would be a bit of a doubt in my mind if he's exactly going to start. I do like him as an option though. Estupina. Is that better? Was that better? I don't know. Cool. Yeah, if you've got KDB, I really like him as an option. He's probably going to start every game for them as well. It's 50-50 call on him versus Salah for captain. Still no music. Really? It's like cranked up to the max. Right. Kevin De Bruyne to start. Yes, I would. It plays in my room, but not on the stream, apparently. I don't know. Maybe it's not got volume. Fine. We'll fix that. I'll fix that for next time. Rodrigo captain, no for me. Again, I'm just not confident enough. I think he's a good option, but I'm not confident enough to go and captain him. Is Gordon a good option? Again, no. I'm not backing that Everton attack. They look so toothless. With Mopai, potentially they get better, but it's still a no for me. Ben White to start. I think he starts one of the next two, and Tomiyasu starts the other. And I actually think Tomiyasu might start this week, and Ben White will start the weekend, because it's a more difficult fixture against Manchester United. They might want the defensive solidity that they get with Ben White. Reece James and Ward for Saliba and Edison. Reece James and Ward for Saliba and Edison. -4. I don't love it, but it's probably transfers that pay off, especially if you've got the Leicester double up, then I would do it. If you don't have the Leicester double up, then I wouldn't do it. Diaz captain, he's looked good, but I still am a premium captainer. If anyone hasn't watched me before, I am very much in the camp of I will captain premium players because I think they're going to score the most points and I trust them the most. Like Salah, Haaland, Son, Kane, De Bruyne. You'll rarely see me captain someone that isn't those. Ivan from Texas, thank you so much for joining as a Tier 2 member. You have the benefit of getting into, let me put this up, into the Tier 2 members group chat. Drop me a message over on Twitter with a screenshot of you joining right now, and I will add you into that group chat with the Tier 2 members, including myself, all the mods as well, before the deadline. Thank you all for the members, but make sure you go and message me on Twitter as well. Why am I selling Reece? Because he's not going to play today, and I like what it can do, and I can always buy him back next week if he is going to play. Or I could go Perisic, for example, next week. It allows me to do a lot of things that I like the look of next week. Really exciting transfer plans next week. Reece James is ill. Didn't train yesterday. Ill still today. So apparently not playing for Chelsea. Cucurella playing, mate. I think Cucurella will start. I don't know for certain. Chilwell will get minutes at some point. I think Chilwell probably starts one of the next 2 games, but I'm not confident on which of those two is going to be. Shall I just do my transfer now? I'll do a few more questions, but Zaha news, we didn't really get anything concrete. I don't think he'll start this week. Harrison or Gross? Saliba or Dunk? I like Harrison or Gross. I'd probably go Harrison now. Saliba or Dunk? I'd probably go Dunk. The longer term fixtures for Dunk are probably better, but I do need Saliba for this week. He don't play today. I buy him today. I don't think he's going to play today. If you bought him, yeah, just stick him on your bench. I could bench him, but I'd have to play Trippier. And I don't really want to do that, particularly while he's flagged. There's a very small chance he doesn't play. Late to the party, afternoon, Rory. Welcome to all the members. Thank you all so much for joining as well. For Fana before the rise in price. I don't know if he's going to start yet. He's not going to start tonight, I don't think. I'll be shocked. Sal Robertson, no, I'd keep him. It's still a good fixture. And we saw in Gameweek 4 what he is capable of doing. He was back to his best. I do think that Tsimikas might start one of their upcoming games, is the only thing, though. Do I think Haaland will come on if City are 3 or 4 up? Potentially not, but he might also get 15 minutes or something like that. I wouldn't go buying for Fana yet, personally. Will Walker play this game week? I think so, yes. I mean, we've heard reports from several people that he's not in the squad. I mean, I don't want to give you 100% concrete news and it come back to bite me, but I'm selling him if that's anything to go by. How are we doing, everyone? Nice to see you all in. Why didn't I just buy Perisic instead of James? Because I don't necessarily... Well, I think Perisic might start this, but if he starts this and doesn't start Fulham, I don't think I want him that much because then he's got Manchester City in game week 7. So I think I'm going with Saliba again against that Aston Villa side. Is James playing? I don't think so. Sterling captain? It's not a bad call. 2 goals in game week 4, his first attacking returns. He's looked good, he's looked involved, but without Reece James potentially, who did help him get his goal in game week 4, I wouldn't be doing it if it was me. Sal Patterson, I might do it next week as well. Willian coming, I know, Willian back to the Premier League. Very surprised by that. Frankie Moss, is Diaz starting? I don't know if you're thinking of doing... I don't know if you're thinking of doing Diaz of Manchester City or Diaz of... Or Diaz of Liverpool, both of which I do think will start this week. So whether it's the Liverpool option or whether it is the Manchester City option, I would back them. I would back them to start. If you haven't already, again, just a quick reminder before we go back to the quickfire questions, make sure you've liked the stream as well. It massively supports me. And make sure you subscribed to the channel as well. We're going to turn on subscriber only mode, but you have to have been subscribed for one second exactly. But yeah, if you haven't already, please make sure you've liked the stream. If we can hit 500 likes, there's only about 100 more we need, even less than that, to hit 500 likes. And then, yeah, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We are trying to get to 31,000 before the deadline today. Biggest question, who to captain? Rodrigo, Haaland, Jesus, Cancelo. If that's your options, it's Haaland or Jesus for me. I would be going on airing Haaland or Jesus. I'd probably go Jesus. Am I at uni? No, I graduated uni about 3 years ago. Is that how young I look? That I'm still looking young enough that I could be at university. I am going to do my transfers in about 2 minutes as well. Don't worry, the transfers confirmed are coming during this stream as well. Don't you worry. A bit late. Reece James not starting. He's ill. He is ill for the upcoming game week. Will Perisic play? I think he probably will play this one, but I don't necessarily know if he'll start Fulham. Who's Erling Haaland? Will I sell Son? If I had Son, I would be selling Son going into this week. Yeah. I want some excitement, so James out. Yeah, I like Estupiñán. He looks good. He looks good. I don't know whether he's going to start every week, but I think he's first choice. You have it on Jesus. Good luck. I like that as an option. Cancelo, Walker, am I sure they're starting? I think they'll both start this game, yes. I think they will. I mean, I don't have any information to go off, but I think they will both start. That is my current thinking on those. Diaz or Rodrigo, looking younger than uni, Harry. I'm going to take that as a compliment, but I'm not so sure it is. Those midfield rankings, okay, we're getting this question a lot. Before I do my transfers, let's answer this question. When I hit 500 likes on the stream, we'll do the transfers. Diaz for me is the best option. It's just what you do with the money if you go to the likes of Rodrigo. Rodrigo versus Harrison is very close. What you get with Harrison is consistency. You do run a little bit of a risk with Rodrigo when Bamford comes back. But I think for now, he's spoken so highly of Rodrigo that I wouldn't worry too much about that. Diaz is at the top. Then I like Rodrigo. Then I probably like Gundogan. Then Gross, Harrison. It probably falls that way down. Again, no music coming through is a real shame. I'll find a way to... I don't know if there's a... One sec. Yeah, hang on. That might fix it, but I don't quite know. Let's see. Thank you. Where are the 2 super chats? Apologies. Let me scroll up. Big Baba Boo Boo. James to Patterson and De Silva to Rodrigo for a -4. No, I wouldn't do that. James next week is still a good option. I wouldn't sell James for a -4. Anyone wondering? Chelsea 2000. Would I keep Reece James but upgrade a 5 million mid to Aronson? Yes, I would do it that way around for sure. And I'm sure I had another one. No. Cool. Those were the two. Cool. People spamming these links in the chat. Hide user on this channel. Cool. So let's get into my transfers. Oh, I think the music should be back. And I've whacked it up and it's going to be really loud. That's going to be so loud, isn't it? Right, you're going to be able to hear that now. And let me turn some of these back down so that I'm not completely... So I'm not going to completely... Let's try that. Working a tad loud. Yeah, I thought so. Music, yay, exactly. I got it for all the subscribers. I'm going to add more in as well for when things happen during the stream. My target for the overall rank is to get my 3rd consecutive top 10k finish. So for anyone, my league code is above me and my 2 previous ranks are both above me as well. Inside the top 4k 2 years in a running. Hoping to get my 3rd consecutive top 10k. I didn't answer your super chat. I scrolled up and it said that there weren't any more. But if I've missed one, please, I will look out for your name. Just type it in the chat as well. Because I did think I missed one, but I couldn't find it in the chat. So, Frois, please type your message in the chat and I will answer it. And I will just straight answer it when I see it in the chat. Apologies, a lot was happening at the same time. Cool, so let's go and do my confirmed transfers for this week. 500 likes have been hit. For as I'm looking out for your comment in the chat as well. So, yeah, Frois, just put it in the chat and I will answer it. Sorry, I don't know. I can't seem to find it now. Weird. Very weird. Very weird. When I'm planning on wildcarding, probably about game week 12. I don't think I need it. A lot of people talking about the game week 8 wildcard. I don't think I need it as early as that. I think it feels quite reactionary. So, Reece James is going to make way. It's either going to be Harris. It's either going to be an Arsenal defender coming in his place, either Saliba or it's going to be Gabriel coming in. Saliba's been really, really good. His baseline bonus has been good as well. His baseline bonus points have been really good as well. So I like what he can offer for sure. Your music is cute. Oh, thank you. Glad you like it. So it's close between the two of them. And I'd ideally like to get up Fantasy Football Scout up here as well. Let me just go to this screen just a second. While I log in and get some underlying stats up before I decide on which of them to go to. Fraz, James down to Emerson and Gross up to Sterling. -4. No, I wouldn't, because I'm not sure Emerson's going to start and their fixtures are not good enough going forward. Cool, it is just... How are we doing, Solly? Just trying to get the stats up. Doesn't seem to want to be loading. Fine. Let's see if I can get FB Rough up instead. Again, sorry guys, just while you wait, if you guys could... Oh, I'm not going to be able to find it in time on there. Let's see if this loads when it does. Cool. So yeah, it's either going to be Gabriel or it's going to be Saliba that's coming in. One of those two is going to be coming in. And again, Solly, if you're still in the chat, let me know as an Arsenal expert which of the two you'd buy. Would it be Saliba or would it be Gabriel? Let me know in the comments as well. Yes, the 199. The membership tiers are per month. Sorry, tier 1. I got asked this the other day. Should tier 1 not be the better one? But for me, tier 2 is a higher tier. But tier 2, you get access to the group chat as well. Whereas tier 1 is just the sort of YouTube benefits, stream benefits as well. From next year, I'm planning on doing weekly members only streams, but that will be next season, I think. Cool, yeah. Again, let me know if you would go for Saliba or if you would go with Gabriel. Saliba's better, but Gabriel better goal threat. I don't know if this is loaded. Let's go see if any of these other tabs work. Yeah, that seems to be working. Cool. So we want player stats, don't we? Where are player stats? Where are player stats? Player stats up at the top. Defenders. Sorry, a bit of a stats table. I know not everyone loves stats, but just give me a minute while I decide. Again, let me know which of the two. Saliba, Is White a good option? No, because I think Tomiyasu will come in at some point. Of course, we want Arsenal. Saliba, Gabriel both played. Let's go goal threat. Will Reece James play? I just put him in your team. I don't think he's going to play this evening, but I think he'll be back for next weekend as well. So, I'm hoping you're liking the music. So, who have we got? Gabriel has had more penalty area touches, equal goals, more attempts in the box, more headed goal attempts, more shots on target. Basically better for everything. I just don't know if I need the attacking threat. Like, how often am I going to play him? Expected assists, they're both rubbish, right? Like, the expected assist is so low. Expected goals is much, much higher for Gabriel. Like, I'm a bit like, should I go and just get the attacking threat that is proven with Gabriel? But is Gabriel nailed? People are a bit concerned about, but he is left-footed. Should you captain Kane or Jesus? Should I captain Kane or Jesus? I'd probably go Kane if I had him this week, actually. Time running out, what to do? We still got over an hour to the deadline. I'm not going to be streaming for it all, but we still have over an hour to the deadline. I quite like it, to be fair. And the final thing I'm going to check before I confirm a transfer is who's more likely to go up in price. Saliba, by the looks of things. Saliba is rising quickly. People are more likely to gain money on... It's a complete 50-50 call, isn't it? Basically, the attacking threat they've got is slightly better for Gabriel, but he's got to score in the games that I own him. I think Aston Villa are really poor from set pieces, though, is the only thing. Team stats. It's basically a 50-50 call, right? Because the attacking threat is slightly better for Gabriel. Saliba's probably very slightly more nailed, but they've been... set pieces. Goals. Defending. Don't quite know how I find defending set pieces. Fine. But I think they're really poor at defending them. Is Zinchenko going to play? I don't think he is going to play. I don't think he is. The music's a bit irritating. I think I'll take the one off for the subscriber and leave it on for the members and the super chats. De Silva or Andreas? I play Andreas. I'm not a De Silva fan. Dunk or Perisic? I would start Perisic if you had him. Perisic or Saliba? If you're buying one, I'm not buying Perisic because I don't think he's necessarily going to start. Let me just check. Let me just check. Would I sell Robbo to get Rodrigo? No, I wouldn't. Robbo looked really good last game. But so did Tsimikas, to be fair. But I wouldn't do that move. Saliba or Cucurella? And why? Oh, Cucurella. Question is Cucurella going to start today? The Chelsea fixtures going forward are really nice, though. I could get... But is he going to keep his place? I'm just not sure he's going to keep his place. I could go Cucurella, couldn't I? But I could also go Walker, but... I could also go Walker as well. But I'm pretty set on going one of the Arsenal guys. You mentioned you would captain Kane if I had him. So into game week 6, 2 for transfers, Kulu and Tony out, Kane and Saka in. Yes or no? No, I wouldn't be going and buying. I wouldn't go and buy Saka right now. Kane in is fine. Tony out doesn't really feel worth it either. Sorry, I am going to do these transfers in just a moment. If you guys are enjoying, we are closing in on that 31,000 subscriber target. There must be 200 of you in here who are not subscribed who can get me there. But I just think Gabriel has that attacking threat. And it's only a 0.3 gap now. That still allows me easy to do... Is there anyone at 8 million that I would want as a forward? Does it block me out of anything if I go Gabriel? Firmino, no. And does it block me anything in here if I go Gabriel? 7.4. No, it doesn't block me any move that I might want to make here. Doesn't block me any move that I could want to make there. And then if we go midfielders for... Yeah, because I might want to go Luis Diaz, which I can't afford if I go... If I get Gabriel, I can't do Andreas to... Let's say I want to do Andreas to Luis Diaz. I couldn't do that. I would be a tiny amount of money short, but I could do it if I go and get Saliba. So if Luis Diaz looks really good again, then I may end up doing that, and then I can play a 3-4-2, 3-5-2 formation. So I think I'm going to get Saliba. I think that's made up my mind, because it just allows me that flexibility on a move that I might want to make, because Luis Diaz has looked really, really good. So thank you for all the new subscribers as well. Just before we confirm this transfer, Sir Querots, Matthew, Rami, Carlo, Prazan, Barmy Army, Nelson, Alex, Mr. Patrick, Joe, FPL Football Herd, Jack, Luke. Appreciate you guys subscribing. Welcome to the stream if you are new. If you are new, again, thank you for joining. We are going to do James to Saliba live transfer, I think, just before we confirm it. He's also, I should have done it at the weekend, but would have got a price rise, but I reckon Saliba will rise in price again this evening as well. He's looked so good. Don't expect him to be losing his place. Sub James for Saliba and Haaland captain. Yeah, I quite like those moves. James out is fine. What you do with James doesn't really matter, to be honest. I think both options are very, very plausible. So I wouldn't worry too much about what you do with either of them. What am I thinking of? Gundogan. Gundogan is a good option. Slight knock going into game week 4, which is why he didn't start. Puts me off a little bit for him. There are enough other options that I'd probably move away from him now. What about Cucurella? I'm just not 100% when we play, like Chelsea play Southampton, West Ham. Why isn't Chilwell starting one of those games? He's been on the bench, I think, for the past couple. I'm really confused if Chilwell doesn't start either of these. Has he been on the bench in the... Was he on the bench against Leicester? Yeah, he came on as well at the very end of the game. I'm a bit like, I think Chilwell will start one of the next two. So if Chilwell starts tonight, then yeah, I mean, because I think this week there's going to be a lot of rotation in our squads and a lot of rotation in FPL in general, which I don't want to be bringing in a player that I'm potentially worried if they're going to start or not, which I think is what I'm going to get if I go and buy Cucurella. So that's why I'm not going to go and buy him. Chilwell has match fitness problems. Yeah, but he's going to have to start playing, and Southampton is a good opportunity to start playing him. He's not going to necessarily want to throw him straight into a Champions League tie or West Ham at the weekend, for example. Southampton could be a great chance for Chilwell to get minutes. Thoughts on Captain Jesus? Again, captaincy this week. Salah, Haaland, Jesus, all good options. I'm on Salah because I know he's going to start. I think he's going to be a bit annoyed. I can imagine that Liverpool dressing room when he didn't score. There are a few people making a few jibes at Salah going, oh, you didn't score when we won however many nil, and he won't love that. So I think he will be a good option. I think he'll play 90 minutes as well, and I expect him to want to bounce back. This isn't a -4. This is for free WR, so free transfers ready. We've got plenty of time before the deadline. The deadline is not for just over another hour. It's for not just over another hour. The prediction of the Manchester City lineup has come out, and 98% of them have predicted him to start. So, Salah low confidence. Oh, there's so many different narratives that you can spin with these things. So many different narratives. So many. James to Saliba or Dunk. Dunk long term is if you don't have Brighton cover, then go Brighton cover. But if I've got one in my team, then I don't really want this. Is the transfer confirmed? I haven't clicked the button yet. We are 170 subscribers away. Let's do this again. If you like live transfers, I've gone for Saliba just because if I want to do Andreas to Luis Diaz next week, I can, whereas I couldn't if I went Gabriel. If I went for someone more expensive, I went Cucurella, for example, anyone like that. James to Saliba. Transfer confirmed. Hit that like button if you appreciate live transfers. Everyone's leaving because they've seen me do my transfer. But anyway, cool. To be honest, I'll probably swap these two round as well and have my team line up. Let's put vice captain on Haaland as well. Save team. Pick team. Refresh this for you all. Don't you think Salah plays 2-1 and Robin Diaz isn't creating for him? He's had the chances. He had the highest expected goals of any Liverpool player at the weekend. He had the second highest expected goals of any player in Game Week 4, only behind Haaland. So, no, I don't think it's necessarily a problem with that. I just think he missed a couple of chances, but it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Is James injured or has he travelled to Southampton? Apparently it's illness. So I think he might be back for West Ham, but it gave me an opportunity to do something nice with my squad that I liked. It gave me an opportunity to do something with the squad that I liked. Let me just grab my charger. Cool. Who am I placing Diaz with? I'm not. This is how my team is going to line up for this week. Andreas is starting for me at home to Brighton. I have got Sanchez, but that Brighton defence is getting so highly owned now that I'm not too worried about that. Would I start Perisic or Andreas? If you've got Perisic, if you've got an option like Perisic, you have to start him. What's my rank here? About 250k. Got a green arrow this week. It's all in my team selection video if you haven't watched that already. But yeah, hoping for a green arrow this week. But let's see what happens. Would I start Perisic or Andreas? Yeah, Perisic has to start. Will Zinchenko not being in team affect Jesus? Not really, I don't think. Tierney's a good option. Tierney's still very capable. Is Bernardo Silva a good option? Bernardo Silva went on a hot run of form like this last year, and I think he's doing something similar, but I don't think it will continue. And it's how long it goes on for before it dies again like it did last year. So I wouldn't be buying Bernardo Silva if it was me. Tony or Gross or Emerson to start? I'd start Tony. Quality stream as always. Thank you guys. Again, if you're enjoying, anyone new around here, hit that subscribe button. Anyone not new, hit that like button. But yeah, anyone watching who can't comment because they haven't subscribed, just hit that subscribe button. You'll be able to comment on the thread. I've missed the last 3 games. Is it possible I can do something? Have you got the old lineup? I don't know what you mean, but you can start making transfers for your team. You probably have 2 transfers if you've missed the deadline. Should I go -4 to replace Walker with Perisic? No. Defensive -4s are absolutely not worth it. So, yeah. Not for me. Defensive -4s are a no-go for me. Who would I sell Son for? Probably Luis Diaz if I didn't have him already. Or De Bruyne. One of these two. Probably one of those two. Should I captain Rodrigo or Gross? No, I wouldn't do either of them. Wouldn't do either of them. You've captained Mount. I wouldn't do that. I'm a bit concerned he doesn't start. Yes, I did get a new camera. I'm glad you like it. Again, the lighting is quite bright here, which I might have to improve my lighting at home, but it has been since the start of the season. But yes, I did invest in a very nice camera. Who to start, Emerson or Gross? Is that Emerson as in Spurs Emerson? I'd start Gross. What are some of my sources for lineup predictions, injuries, etc.? There are a few of them for different clubs. I don't have them to hand, but I can create a list for people if that would be useful to know who I trust when it comes to injuries and who I would trust in terms of whether people are going to start or not. I can create a list for that ahead of the upcoming game weeks if that would be useful. Should I copy my transfers even though I can't afford Diaz if I do it? If you then can't afford Diaz, then maybe just go Gabriel. Because I probably would have done if I couldn't maybe do that transfer. So, yeah. Walker or Johnny or Cucurella. I'd probably go Walker. I'm worried Cucurella doesn't start one of the next two fixtures. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Again, I can see them flicking through. Really appreciate everyone joining and subscribing to the channel. Amazing the support we've had this season. Michael, welcome and thank you for subscribing. Great name. Ha, thank you, Harry. Would I take a -4 to take Saka out for Kulu or Diaz? I'd probably start Andreas, and if Zaha's not back by the weekend, then you sell him. It's probably what I would do. James definitely out. It seems that way. Yes, it does seem that way. Why Salah captain? I expect Liverpool to do well again, continue on their hot run of form. There are injuries to Newcastle as well, which doesn't help them at all. I'm not sure Isak is ready to start as well. Imagine James starts. I'd be very, very surprised if James starts this one. Martinelli or Rodrigo if I have Saliba and Jesus. I still Martinelli. I think he's the best value player in the game at the moment. Yeah. Sell Kulusevski for Rodrigo? No, I'd keep Kulusevski. I think Son might get benched. If you have Son, he's a definite sell. I think he might get... I think we won't start both of the next two. So, yeah. Is Reece James' injury serious? So, no, anyone just joining now, it looks like he's ill. So, I wouldn't worry at all if you have him in your team. He should be back. Game week 7 at the latest, probably for the weekend as well. Ward a shout to play over Hendo this week. Don't start Ward. I wouldn't start Ward. No. Let me know what the music is like on that super chat, which has just come through. Mitchell Kerr, thank you so much for the super chat. It's really loud for it. Will I captain Salah, Haaland or Cancelo? Well, given I own all three and my captain armband is currently on Salah, I would be going with Salah for my captaincy. Will St. Maximin play? Will St. Maximin play? I think he might be on the bench. Why sell him and not just bench James? You finally heard the music. So loud. Oh no. Okay. Let me go and turn it down. This whole stream. That was a super chat, wasn't it? What's the volume on? 46. Fine. Good God, that's loud. Okay, all right. I've turned them all right down. Scared you. Okay. I've turned it down. Hang on, let me turn them up here, and then I'll turn them down on my stream, because then I can control that more easily. Let me turn it right down. There we go. That should be better. Ivan, how are we doing? Your power beats went boom. Can I have a mod? I am looking for a few mods for the channel as well. So I will be looking for people who are regularly in these streams as well and regularly supporting the channel, both here, Discord, and on YouTube as well, on Twitter as well. So I'm looking for Discord mods, people who are really active in the Discord. Message me on Discord if you want to be any of the mods for Discord. If you want to be a mod for the stream, drop me a message over there on Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description as well. So make sure you join that as well. But I am looking for mods for the stream. I'm looking for mods for the Discord as well. Gundogan or Silva, I'd go Gundogan. Cucurella or Andreas. I would go... if I had Cucurella, I'd start him. Cucurella or Tony, I'd start Tony. Gundogan or Rodrigo, I'd probably go Rodrigo because there's a chance that Gundogan doesn't start. If you want mod, drop me a message over there and I will choose a few people. Tarek Mo, thank you for the super chat. Again, guys, let me know if that is not quite as loud as the one before. You didn't leave a message, so leave a message in the chat and I will read it out as you didn't leave one with your super chat, but I appreciate the support nonetheless. Let me know if that is better. Let me know if that is better. We are now just 100 subscribers away from our goal for the stream. There must be 100 of in here who aren't subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Is Veltman fit? I think he'll be fine, but I don't know for certain if he's going to play. I'd probably buy Dunk now or Estupiñán if I was buying one of them. Any news on Zaha? I don't think he'll start. Chance that Gundogan does not start. Why so? Because he had an injury going into game week 4 that kept him from starting. And I don't know if he's fully recovered from it. I wouldn't be selling Diaz, no. Which defender is weaker, Villa or Newcastle? Villa is weaker. Oh, which defence? Yeah, Villa. Kulusevski or Luis Diaz? Luis Diaz. Estupiñán or Dunk? I'd probably go Estupiñán. Why have I left in the bank? I have got loads in the bank. The sound is better now. Okay, cool. Move James to Dunk. Had no Brighton. Well, then that's really good. Yeah, if you don't have Brighton, then I'd go a Brighton option. I have left 3.7 million in the bank, which I will use. Maybe Archer to Tony, Andreas to Luis Diaz, or Patterson to Reece James, or Patterson to Robertson is my option. Again, if you like the Fantasy Football Scout stats, all the links you need to get 15% off if you want to sign up are in the description below as well. Stefan Adams, thank you for your super chat. Would I do Saka out for who or James out for who? I'd keep Saka now if you've kept him this long for the price rises. Probably sell him next week. James out if you don't have anyone to play on your bench. If you can hold James and bench him, I would. If not, I'd probably go an Arsenal or a Brighton option depending on who you've got in goal. Gavin, appreciate the super chat. You have 2 free transfers and 0.3 million in the bank. James and De Silva to Neco and Rodrigo, or start Andreas and make a boring bench transfer and roll the other. I'd probably do Neco and Rodrigo. I like Neco Williams and I like Rodrigo and I don't like De Silva. Let's talk FPL. How much better is Rodrigo to Harrison? Is it worth the extra money? I appreciate you copying your comment from Andy's stream and coming over here. You sent a super chat. Why not just bench James for Patterson instead of a transfer? Because I do not like an Everton player in my starting lineup at all. I apologise. I saw the super chat, yeah, but there was no comment left with it. Is Saliba confirmed? Yes, Saliba is in. Saliba is confirmed as well. Do I recommend Estupiñán and Sanchez or Dunk and Melia? Estupiñán and Sanchez. I don't back the Leeds defence. It's something I'm actually targeting over the next couple of weeks. Saka or Martinelli? Martinelli for sure. Is Cucurella going to play? I think we'll start one of the next 2. I don't have that much faith in it being tonight, to be honest. What do I think of United's defence options? It's a no. I know they got a clean sheet last weekend, but I wouldn't be buying them. There were better, more proven options. I've copied your team every week, but I have 0.4 less money. I post all my transfers when I make them, but there are a couple of times that I've done them late in the evening and I have posted the next day or let my members know that I've done it. For example, this happens very, very rarely, but members know exactly when I've done my transfer. Good differential. 99% of the time I post it to everyone as well. Best James replacement for one game week? Probably Perisic if I had to go. Pope or Ward in goal? Probably Pope. I don't love Ward as an option. Cool. Is the music better on those past couple or is it too low now? I can whack it up a little bit. There we go. Let's do it. Leave it there. One of my opinions on Haaland captain. I think rotation. My worry is if he starts, he then will get taken off early anyway. That would be my concern. That he doesn't play 90 minutes anyway. And yeah, that would be what would be annoying for me. So I like him a lot. If you trust that he's going to start, then go for it. But I don't necessarily trust it enough. Hold Zinchenko, yeah, if you don't have Reece James. Is Cucurella going to play? Again, I don't know this one. Odegaard or Martinelli? I'd go Martinelli. I still think it's the better option. What do I think of Rodri? No, not an option. Should I play Eze? Yes, if you own him. You can't hear the music. Well, the music isn't constant. It's only when the super chats and stuff come in. But anyway, I do need to go and enjoy the final evening of my holiday. It is later here than it is in the UK. From next week, the 2-hour deadline streams will be back. We are going to send you all over to join FPL Focal, who has just reached 100,000 subscribers. So go into there and congratulate him on 100,000 subscribers and let him know that I've sent you in there. We are going to have to wrap up the stream as well now. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We are so close to that 31,000 subscriber goal for the game week. I appreciate it. We're only 100 subscribers away, so anything you could do before you head off, that would be fantastic. Again, go and share your love with Vocal. Congratulate him on 100,000 subscribers as well. Go and say hello. I will enjoy the rest of my holiday. I'm home tomorrow as well, so I will be back to the usual stuff tomorrow. Say FPL Harry sent you in the chat as well, so Oscar knows that it was from this stream. Kane or Salah captain. If I had Kane, I would probably be on him. Good luck in Game Week 4. My team is locked in as it is on screen now. Good luck this week. Sorry it's had to end early. I'm going to go enjoy the final bits of my holiday. Good luck this week, everyone, and I'll be back again very soon.